welcome all. In this video I will explain mathematical operators, and we start this video by creating two variables of type string. So we make a variable named s1 and a variable named s2, both of type string. And what we can do is immediately store data in the variable. And how we do this is by typing an equal sign after the variable name, then double quotes, because a string must always be surrounded by double quotes, and between the double quotes we put the text that we want to store in this variable. For example, in this case the text 2. And the same I do for s2, and here we store the text 3. So next we create another variable, s3, and there we store the following data. That is s1 plus s2. Yeah, so I use the mathematical operator plus between s1 and s2, and the result of this operation is being copied in s3. Yeah, and finally I will print s3. So let's see the outcome. And what you see here, it prints 23. So what happens if I use the plus operator between s1 and s2, which are both of type string, then the strings are being concatenated. So let's now change the data type, so from string to an integer. And note we get an error here because only a string has to be surrounded by double quotes, but an integer not. So therefore we remove the double quotes. And also this string I replace for an integer. And let's run this code again now. And now you see it prints 5. Yeah, so what happens here is I create two integers with the values 2 and 3, and here I apply the operation s1 plus s2, and now you see it behaves as addition, where before, when the data type was string, it was concatenation. Yeah, so therefore it's important to understand which data type you use, because depending on the operation, depending on the data type, the operation behaves different. So we can use different types of operators. So we can also use multiplication. So you now see the result is 6, because 2 times 3 is 6. We can also use division. And now you see it prints 0. And it prints 0 because 2 divided by 3 is 0.66666. And since we are working here with an integer, which is a whole number, the numbers are always rounded off below. So even if it was, for example, 0.9999, it would be printed as 0 because it's always rounded off to below. So to fix this problem, we can change the data type, and if we want to work with numbers that can store a decimal number, we have to use the data type double. So now you see it prints 0.666667. Yeah, so be aware of the data type that you use. So that's it for this video. So we have seen how we can use operators and how the operators behave different depending on the data types that you use.